All right, today I am here with direct sales maven Tina Kraft, and what she had requested is a how-to webinar for her girls on Pinterest and how to actually be able to use this for direct sales. Now, Tina has a really strong background in direct sales, having been with Home Interiors and very successfully and is now moving into has been in Park Lane but is now moving into Canada. So, hi Tina.
Hi, Tara.
How are you?
I am wonderful.
Good. Now, why exactly did you think of specifically Pinterest? Because you and I have been friends for a while, and yes, you've shown an interest in other things, but specifically Pinterest for your girls, or maybe men. Why were you thinking of that for Park Lane?
Well, I was thinking of Pinterest because of the product that we have, being it's jewelry, it's very visual. It's mainly women that are looking at it. I believe that Pinterest is, according to you, because I know Tara is an expert on social media, and she is telling me that Pinterest is where it's at when it comes to our type of product. So I really wanted my team to be on the cutting edge so they can get some tips on how to do Pinterest correctly, because I know when it comes to social media in general, there's always a correct way to do things and an incorrect way to do things if you really want to have, really have it to help your business to grow and not to turn people off.
Awesome. Awesome. That's really excellent. Well, one of the reasons why I feel so strongly about it for you and your jewelry is, and this is as of today, of course, it'll change, so we're going to throw this up on the YouTube so that everybody can see it. Um, Pinterest is populated mostly by women who are have an annual household income of over $100,000 a year and who are actually college graduates. So the demographic for Pinterest is trending to a very high, somewhat luxury demographic, which is, I don't know, about as close to your sweet spot as you could physically get, I would think.
Exactly, especially with our new live from the red carpet line, that's really going towards more of the luxurious line and the couture type things. So I think it's a perfect fit for us.
Oh my goodness, that's excellent. All right, so what I'm going to do is we have the handout, and we'll make sure that the handout's available in case somebody didn't receive it via email. But it's a little 15-minute Pinterest handout, and what we're going to do is we're going to fly through this. You could follow along on the handout, but I'm actually going to do it online because we have a little bit of a controlled atmosphere, so it makes it a little bit easier. So, what
Okay.
is Pinterest? So, the first one is what is Pinterest? And what this is it's a visual sharing. And the funny thing is, and I'm sure you did this, Tina, because I did. Before Pinterest, if I found something cute on the internet, a picture I liked, I would download it to my desktop to a little file, thinking that I would go look at it again another time, or that it would be beneficial to me. And in about 2 years, I would throw them all away because they had no relevance to anything. So what happens when you pin something onto Pinterest is you also get kind of the backstory if you want to think about it. When you click onto that picture, not only are you saving it just like you would a push pin board on your wall, but you also get to see it. So let's go and look at one of these pins. These are pins that I have to my website. And I think this is the one that's in the handout right here. So what happens is, first off, 5 people have liked this, 5 people have repinned it, and somebody's commented, but it's not just a picture anymore. What happens is when you click that picture, it then goes to my website. So there's a social promise that whatever that picture is, it's actually going to go where you said it was. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. So does that make sense? Easy peasy,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, yep, easy
Oh,
peasy.
okay. So you got to have friends. So this is a social network, and if you had absolutely no friends, when you looked at the front page of Pinterest, there wouldn't be anything on there, right? It would just be totally blank. So what happens is you want to go and make friends with people who have similar interests to you. So I have an interest in frangelico and cocktails. In little, I like puppy dogs. I like marketing very much, so I like inspirational quotes and crafts, things like that. And you can really tell by looking at mine what my interests are. Now, you have a little Henry, you have a grandson, so you may follow people that do more kids stuff. So that may be like this is amazing. This pin right here is amazing. It is paper craft and writing. So I would repin this to my illustrations and font design. So those are the types of things you want to find things to share, because now we're going to how to post easy to hard. And that was absolutely the easiest way to do it. So let me show you again. I'm in Pinterest. I'm logged in as me. Okay, and then we're going to go find something. I already repinned that one. That one's so cute. So let's go find something to pin. Oh, look. Kumquat Sangria. I don't know if I would like that. All right. Oh, this is cute. Okay, so I'm going to repin this. All I did was hit repin in the top left-hand corner, and then I'm going to put this in my fun animals. So, cute dog in a basket on a bicycle. Okay. Obviously, I don't know how to spell bicycle. Right? Okay, so what we did there, I want you to watch what happened. So, when I pinned that, it then went to travel this person who was the very first person to pin it. So that was important to note. We're going to come back around to that. So that's easy, right? It's kind of like the same as Facebook and sharing.
Right.
Okay. So now let's go. And the next thing that you can do is you can go find stuff on the internet. So, and that's the part that looks like Tim Holtz. So in that case, what you would do is you would come to the internet, and then I would say I would be looking up marketing. So marketing. Oh, let's go over here and here. Marketing tips and tricks. All right, so this is a really cool tip for you, a cool marketing tip. You want to go to images, okay, because don't forget, we're pinning it to Pinterest. So these guys could have the most amazing stuff, but if they don't have a picture to go along with it, it doesn't help you, right?
Right.
So let's go and pin. Let's see what this article is. Effective affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing. Oh, flea markets. Flea markets are nice. So I could do this one. Okay, so we're gonna repin this. If you go to Google and you just left it here, it would just be a Google image, not a link back to this flea market style. So you want to close this, right? And then just come here. And this is the only thing you have to write down, Tina Craft.
Okay.
Go to pin it. So to get that little pin it button on there, all I did was I went to the Google. So go to the Google. And I typed in Pinterest for Firefox, which is the browser I'm using. You may use Internet Explorer. You may use Chrome. And then it's just adding a button to your browser. So here, see, I have that button. I'm going to push pin it. And then I'm going to find this. Actually, these are great displays. So I actually have a retail displays area. So I'm going to say pin this. This is actually better for me. And I'm going to come under retail, store marketing, and that's excellent. So I'm going to say pin it. Okay, so here it is. Here's my pin. And there's flea market style marketing tips and tricks. So that's pretty neat, right? It's on my retail store marketing. That's how easy it is to go find and be the first person to pin something. And remember how that picture flipped over and said, "Hey, do you want to follow the first lady who pinned this?" And we said yes. That will get you a lot of stuff. So, okay, now let's go to the next one. And I don't want to call this the hardest one, but it is a little different. So the next one is the picture of the typewriter. And that's over here on mine on, really? Is over here on mine, my quotes with pictures, because I made a quote with a picture of it on here. And let's go down to it. And here it is. So what I did was I actually made a picture. It's 500 by 500, but it has a link to my website. Okay. And if you click to it, it's going to go to a quotes with picture page on my site. That'll actually show it to you. It's running a little bit slow because of the GoToWebinar thing, but it will go right to my website page. So you could do that too. See here, content creation, and see it's been pinned on Pinterest. So that's something you can absolutely do. Now, the fun thing is, Tina, if you wanted to, so let's do this. Let's go back to Pinterest. So say you were doing a party, right? You were taking pictures of a party, and you wanted to, you put them on your desktop, and then you said, oh, I'm just going to upload these. Okay, so you're going to go here, and I have a little picture of my daddy, so we'll use him as a goat because he doesn't mind. So say you were doing a picture. Oh, I've lost my picture of my daddy. Oh, there he is. Okay, so this is right from my desktop. Okay, so there's my daddy, and this is going to be restaurant marketing or hospitality marketing, I think is what I have it called. And I'm going to say pictures of people make a great pin for restaurant marketing. And we're going to say marketing tip.
Okay.
Okay. So for you, what you would do is maybe say jewelry tip. Okay. So, you know, remember we saw that really cute picture of the lady that had the Park Lane blingy on, and she had kind of a blue jean jacket and then the preppy collar on, and how cute that looked?
Yep.
That's something you could take a picture of somebody and say, you know, fancy jewelry tip, you know, blingy jewelry tip, something like that, and then say that this is a really good way to combine really gaudy, you know, flashy jewelry with your casual clothing.
Right.
Okay. So that's a really good tip there. And then the last one. So if you guys want to know, it's the way that you make those, the way that I make those pictures with writing on it is called Pick Monkey. Pick Monkey. And what you do is, and it's free, PICMONKEY, Pick Monkey. And what you do is you upload a picture, and then you can put words on it. So if we said add text,
cool.
Yeah, so you could say jewelry tip. And then we want to make it white so you could see it on here, right? And we want to make it bold.
Right.
Maybe like that. Okay, so then we're just going to move this. And you would say jewelry tip. And then I like to make little backgrounds so it, like with little, so it shows up better. Okay. So you could just pull one of these in and like do one of these jobbies. And then you could write on top of that, you could pull this over here.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's easy.
Right? And then this one, I think we can move it to the back. Yep. Send backwards. There you go. So that's how easy it is. Now, don't forget, if you're using somebody else's picture, then you need to give them credit for it. But for you, you would want to put, like, what I tend to do is get a really cute font, and I would say, and you're Bodacious Blings and Baubles, right?
Correct.
So I would make sure I had the link back to your website somewhere on there,
Okay.
especially if it was your picture, right?
Right.
So, and you want to put it somewhere where they can see it. Because that's the most interesting thing, Tina. It used to be that people were trying to find pictures without attributions on it, without where it came from. And that
Right.
has really changed because of copyright law, because of all those things. People have gotten very aware that they need to give credit. So, other people will, it's going to be the funniest thing when you and your girls do this. Other people will start sharing your pictures, and they have to share it with that link on there because it's absolutely your link, right?
Right.
So that's excellent. So
Cool.
so did that
That
make
is
sense
excellent.
and how easy that was?
Very easy.
Okie doke. All right. The middle thing on on this is I have a little video course on. It's $19. I couldn't have made it cheaper, but it's how to do this, how to do the pick monkey, how to do some strategy in Pinterest. And I think
Okay.
we gave one away to one of your girls, didn't we?
We did, yes. Brenda Vert was the winner of that.
Yay!
She was very
Um,
excited.
Yay! Well, I'm glad. I would much rather have somebody, win it that's really excited about it. And you can find that course over here on Marketing Artfully under my products. So
Okay.
it's really easy to find if the girls want to have it.
Cool.
Okay, so now there's two mistakes I see people making on the Pinterest. The first mistake is a horrible mistake. Um, like I said before, the social contract that I have is that if I click on this pin for chalkboard glass, that when I click through to it, it's going to go to a page that will teach me how to do a chalkboard glass if it's a craft product, right? So that absolutely worked.
Okay.
So let's say we were looking up um uh gems. Gems. Okay. Um okay, so here's ice gems. I would hope that when I click through here, I'm going to find ice gems, and they're ice gems for cakes. It's loading a little bit slow, but I got exactly what I was supposed to get. Now, there are some teachers that
Right.
are going around telling people to change the pins to something else. So let me show you this and explain to you this. Okay. So on this board, this one I just pinned, remember we pinned this one, I could click edit
Right.
and I could take this away from this person who did all that work and send it to marketingartfully.com. Right?
That's
I mean, I
enough.
could do it, but that would
Right.
be breaking the social contract. That says that, and they would notice really quickly that every one of these went to marketingartfully.com. They would totally unfriend me. They would not like me because that's the whole point of Pinterest is being able to go from a really great image to whatever website it was pinned from.
Right.
And this is probably way down there. This is a big amalgamation site. But so that's really important. So when could you change that URL? So let's talk
Well,
about when you could. So Tupperware,
okay.
we'll go start with Joni, our little friend who sells Tupperware. Um and this is we need to find one from Tupperware. Okay, so this is from Tupperware, right? It's not something
Right.
somebody took a scan of. They didn't take a picture of a friend. They didn't do all that. So, in this situation, it would be very okay for Joni to change it from that person's stuff or Tupperware stuff, especially if the Tupperware company posted it. So let's see if the Tupperware company is posting things. I'm not seeing Tupperware proper.
No, I'm not either.
Yeah, so that would be, if your national company is posting things, then it would be beneficial, then you would be able to make those changes. But like this lady took a little picture of her Tupperware, um, her Tupperware party. It would be very disingenuous of Joni to take that, save it, and then change it to her URL, because that lady actually did the work to make this happen, right?
Correct.
But
That makes
this
sense.
Tupperware, that's just from Tupperware, is fair game. Now we're going to talk about why I don't recommend doing this either, but that's one example. And then the last big mistake I see people make is in a shopping cart in the grocery store. You throw all your stuff into a shopping cart, and then you go to checkout. Okay. And then they made the internet just like that too. So they made it so that when you go to Amazon, you do all your searching on Amazon and you check out all at once. Well, what happened with Pinterest, and I'll give you an example from my mother-in-law. She was remodeling her basement, and she went all over the internet finding different kinds of flooring, finding different kinds of faucets, finding all these different things, and she literally made herself like a little store full of nothing but what she wanted to look at, right? And then she bought. So the big mistake is, say I was going to do quotes with pictures, and I made them all on my desktop, and then I pinned all of these right now. Okay, I just went on a big binge and pinned them all at once. Or if you took every product in your line and pinned them all at one time, what would happen is everybody who's following you would see them in a big row right here if they happen to be looking right at that time. But if they weren't looking at that time, you just lost any chance you have of them seeing it and wanting to follow your board, right? Because there's actually two steps to this. So see this? I could repin this. Okay, I could just repin this. Or if I like it, I could go see this lady's board and see if I would like to follow, which is just like in being a friend in Facebook. I could follow her entire board, which I'm going to do. I mean, she's got lots of cute stuff on here. But if she pinned every one of these right now, I would be there to see it, but maybe nobody else would be.
Okay.
Does that make sense? That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Okay. All right, so now let's get down to your business. Okay, so I did a search for just jewelry, okay, which gives us, and they don't tell us how many pins there are, but they will give us, pins forever. And it's a really neat, like, kind of overview of all different kinds of jewelry. These are all boards that have jewelry in the name. So see how it's in the name of the board. Jewelry, jewelry, jewelry. And these are all pinners whose name has jewelry in it. So dog-eared jewelry, Jalmonica jewelry, Ross Simmons jewelry, spiffing jewelry. So let's talk a little bit about how you're going to do your name. They recently came out with business pages, and I don't know yet how they're going to tremendously differ. But when Pinterest started, I said, absolutely, you should do it all under your name. Okay? Because we have found truly that people don't like businesses. They like people. And so I will tell you, I'm in marketing. I am going to continue. When you look at my boards, you're going to see that it is not just marketing. There's marketing there, but then there's office stuff, and there's pins I used on Facebook, and antiques and shabby chic. And I will tell you, showing the world that other part of you, not just your business side, it really helps them to understand about you. So I'm not going to change mine over to a business. I want people to know, like, and trust Tara Jacobson. I want people to know, like, and trust Tina Craft, not Park Lane Jewelry. Okay?
Yes.
All right. So those are kind of for jewelry, which is just way too broad. I mean, like, it's sort of like if you did a search for jewelry on uh, 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 Google, you wouldn't get what you're looking for, right?
Correct.
So then I did a search for Park Lane. Well, come to find out, Park Lane is a lot of different things. It is dresses and glasses and things like that. And it is a real problem for me that there are so few little Park Lane people. Look at that. That really sticks out. So I would consider doing some of those just to have that. Now she had to have pinned that relatively recently because it moves up the ladder. So you might want to do a couple of different ones. But I didn't think this one was especially helpful, right? So
Okay.
let's look at the boards. So here's Park Lane Jewelry. That's a good one. That got us closer. Anybody who puts the little star in the middle of it, I understand that that's the actual thing, but don't do that because Pinterest is a database, and databases do not understand very well that little star.
Okay.
Now, the other thing I want you to look at right now, Tina, is look at this. If I came here and I found Park Lane Jewelry, okay, these guys look like these guys look like these guys look, okay, whatever.
Right.
All they're doing is repinning the same, excuse my French, crap that everybody else is pinning.
Okay.
So, what do you want to do different? What would you do different? Well, we had a party. Colorado. Is it under the Colorado connector? I think it is. Colorado connector.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay, so we had a
I
party
think
with.
it's even under.
Is it under yours too? Well, let me zing down. I know it's under
It is.
hers. So we did a party and we took pictures there. And I
Yep,
would
there's one.
suggest that every time you have a party, you take pictures. Now, do you have to have a separate board for everyone? No, but you would want to have, like, when you see her little happy face with the jewelry on, that is so much more, and people having fun at a party, that is so much more
Right.
likely to get somebody to do it. Even your little display, I would so much rather see an actual display of your stuff. Because let's go back and look at the difference between this and Park Lane pinners.
Yeah, because this looks real, right? I mean,
It
it's not
looks
professional,
real.
but it looks real.
It looks real. Now, that having been said, Park Lane Jewelry only has one pinner. So, something to think about. All right, lastly, I looked for Jewels by Park Lane. So I really want you guys to understand the opportunity that's going on here. And you're thinking, oh, well, there's probably hundreds of them. There are pins, like just pins for Jewels by Park Lane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 pins total.
Yeah, that's nothing.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And not one of them have the money on them. Like, so nobody probably knows you could buy them. We'll talk about how to put money on there. Now let's talk about the boards.
Okay.
There's 3. Now, isn't this interesting? So we looked up Jewels by Park Lane, and the Colorado Connector came up.
Yeah, she's is not a fashion director. That's awesome.
Right? But let me
Yep.
show you the reason why it came up, because you don't have to just name your board that. You can put it in your description. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, there's 3 levels of stuff. You have your Tara Jacobson, which that's just my name. Yours is Tina Craft, that's just your name. Then you can name your boards. Like, this is a terrible name for a board, Marketing Artfully. They would have to know Marketing Artfully. Now, Jewels by Park Lane or Park Lane Jewelry, they absolutely do a lot of different stuff. So I would have Park Lane Jewelry, fancy events, Park Lane Jewelry, going casual, Jewels by Park Lane, blue, Jewels by Park Lane. Like, I would have boards for each of those things.
Okay.
Okay, so then what happens is, so then we have Marketing Artfully, and then I have all kinds of words. So keyword marketing. So let's do a search for social media and keyword marketing. That may get us here. So these are the pins, right? And I'm not really trying to compete with the pins because there's lots of them, but there's also boards. And then there's my board came up. So this is exactly like Google. Doing those types of things is exactly the same as the stuff we've talked about in Google, because you can search. Now let's just do one last thing, because I know your kids are probably, their heads are spinning, but the difference between Pinterest and Facebook is Facebook absolutely does not want you to be doing stuff on your Freddie Mercury. I love him. Sorry. It's really easy to get distracted. But and see, I just followed that board where she had posted that picture. That's how fast this moves. But the difference between Facebook and Pinterest is Pinterest encourages you to pin things, and they're under gifts. So like your jewelry is generally, $50 to $1,000. So what you can do is you can take a peek. They have pins from Pinterest or Etsy. They have scotch for sale. Here's a gift guide for $50. Here's Emma Stein. And see how they all have that little banner with the amount of money on them? I'm trying to find one that would go to a direct sales company. All right, I'm picking the little owls. Okay, so see how this went directly to Etsy so that you could buy it? You could absolutely send this to the page on your site. That would allow you to buy it. So if we say shop now, you would go get this.
Right. And that's the link we'd want.
Right. And see, the one thing you may want to check, and I would probably check and make sure that specific link will go to yours. Because see how it changed? I think that may just be a link. So you may want to send them to See how it still says rep ID, and that's your rep ID 44190. You want
Right.
to make sure that you send them to here. Now that's not my favorite idea, but I also want you to get credit for it.
Right.
So just be careful of that. It looks like maybe you have to just send them to the shopping. Um, but
Yeah,
that's
and they
okay.
can't. They can't. Yeah, because they can't shop on the regular website. They have to do it through a fashion director.
Right.
But yeah, we do want to make sure that that fashion director gets
Exactly.
the
But watch,
information.
see, because this is what scares me. If we come here and then we go to a different browser and we put this in,
Yeah, let's see what happens.
it's thinking. Find a rep. So, like, you would be sending
Oh,
people, right? You want to be really
yeah, we don't want that.
careful.
Oh, but it says right here, you are currently shopping with.
No, this is where it went.
Oh, okay.
This is on that first page where we saw the. It's how the website's made. We're not going to try to explain it to them. What
Okay,
happened
okay,
is when it does that, it's passing this original one. So for right now, how they have it set up, you're going to need to do this. Okay?
okay,
So what you may want to do though is if you're pulling down one of these pictures, and remember, I would rather you did your own pictures, so don't forget that. So if
right.
we did save image as um, black earrings, if you do your own images, you don't have any trouble. So what you
Right.
would do here is you would say add, add, upload a pin. Oh, you know what I would do first, Tina? I would go to Pick Monkey
Oh, okay.
and I would put your Bodacious Bling and Baubles on there and I would put what the name of that piece of jewelry is.
Okay.
See, it's right there,
Center
but
of attention.
yep, I would, as long as Park Lane's happy with it, the way that I look at it right now, because we're so far early in the game that there really aren't even rules about this stuff. Um, I would always try to be very respectful of Park Lane. That's the company you're representing. You're not trying to get anything over on them. You're trying to get them business. And
Right.
so I would continually make sure you are respectful and give them credit. And like I would never take the Park Lane logo off and put your logo on because
No.
that's disingenuous. Now um sending them back to your uh
Replicated website.
your website is fine because you're trying to sell Park Lane jewelry.
Correct.
So you're very congruent there. So, do you have any other questions right now, or did any of the girls have any questions?
No, I think that covers it. It was the main thing, as far as how to do it, what not, some of the faux pas, the no-nos of, what we should and shouldn't do, and I think you've covered that beautifully.
Excellent. Now, don't forget if they do want to get my little course, it's so worth it. I made it like as physically cheap as I could. It's under $20. It would make a wonderful Christmas gift from their district manager.
Yes, it would.
I'm so just kidding. Um, but anyways, hopefully that'll help your girls. If you guys have any other questions, I'm probably going to be putting this. I'm going to be putting it on YouTube, but I'll put it somewhere. Uh, if anybody who's watching this has any questions, they can contact Tina Craft. If they're thinking about joining Park Lane or anything like that, and she's at Bodacious Bling and Baubles. And if I was going to be joining Park Lane, it would definitely be through you because your experience, your caring for your downline, your teams, and things like that. I mean, they couldn't get somebody better than you.
Well, thank you, Tara, and ditto for you as far as social media marketing. You are awesome, and you're just so down to earth and relatable. You just tell it like it is, and you're a very good teacher. We can learn lots from you. So we're hoping to do more business with you in the future.
That sounds amazing. Well, thanks, Tina, and I will let you know as soon as I get this up on the internet.
All right, thank you so much, Tara.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye.